Moment's time, our glorious regent, Prince John, will make his morning appearance in our castle courtyard. As it is custom to hear villagers' complaints at this time, I have been asked that no complaint shall be heard this session. In fact, with the prince's mood as black as it is, if I'm not very much mistaken, it will be the prince's complaints that will be heard, and a lot of them.
I see your sardonic wit is as sharp as ever, my Lord High Sheriff.
Lords and ladies, Lord Maddox, the tax collector.
Lord High Tax Collector of Nottingham. Sheriff, remember that His Highness recently added that title.
Only to enrage his mother, the Dowager Queen Eleanor, as she was all for discharging you. Knowing you for the greedy, sniveling little sneak you are. Not that I'm complaining. In fact, I should thank you, as my personal fortunes have dramatically increased since you took the post. As I know yours have as well, however carefully you keep it hidden from the prince.
Well, since we both quite plainly know one another's secret, Sheriff, I suggest we curtail our customary rancorous banter before one of us says too much. And now, if you will excuse me, I have been asked to introduce His Highness, and I'm sure his mood will be no doubt all the more savage for having been kept waiting while you conversed with the assembly.
Of course, I relinquish that honor to you, my friend.
My lords and ladies, your dread lord and regent of England, Prince John!
Huzzah!
Long live Prince John!
Long live Prince John!
Greetings, you wonderful people, you. It is a great pleasure to look down and see your smiling faces and know the loyalty that this crown instills in the hearts and minds of the English people. As it is too nice a day to hear complaints, let us sit back in comfort and get to know one another, shall we? Ooh, Sheriff, Maddox, good morning, my friend. As I was just telling these charming guards of yours, Sheriff, I am so eager to see the both of you. We have great plans to discuss this day, my friends.
Your Highness, this is a surprise.
At least, Your Highness, you are in a far better mood than we expected to find you.
Indeed, this springtime peasant festival usually puts you in such a state.
We were expecting the worst, certainly not this, whatever this is.
Well, why shouldn't I be happy when everything is so perfect?
Edgar Edom, what is he talking about?
I don't know, Your Honor. He's been like this all morning. Like that, I mean. You know, happy.
It's strange. It fast scared me out of my skin to see him with that thing on his face.
What thing?
He means his smile, Maddox. Is that what you're talking about, Edom? The prince's smile?
Oh, he's been doing it all morning, non-stop.
Yeah, ever since that little man came by, right, Eden?
Yes, Edgar, that little man did that to our prince.
Ruined his face, he did.
What little man? Are you drunk? What are you two idiots talking about?
The guards are referring to me, Sheriff.
That guy.
I was in council with His Highness this morning. I'm not surprised you didn't know. Queen Eleanor will be most intrigued to hear how lax security has become at this castle.
Hey,
It was always her opinion that her son the prince took expensive and unnecessary measures for his personal safety.
Hodge!
What are you doing here, Hodge? Your Highness, what is your mother's personal secretary doing in Nottingham Castle?
Oh! Mother's coming to visit today! Isn't that exciting?
Your mother's coming here?
Yes! Well, I'm just delighted. At least I was when Hodge first told me. Now I'm positively giddy with excitement.
You are giddy, all right.
And you say she will be here within the hour, Hodge?
Aye, Your Highness, and she sent me along in advance so that some preparation could be started for her comfort, as well as...
As well as what, Hodge? Go on!
Well... as well as to give you a fair chance to cover up any dishonest and disgraceful schemes you may have running while your meddling mother was visiting.
Oh, she said that, did she?
Her words, not mine, Your Highness. Don't kill the messenger.
I'm not going to kill anybody, Hodge. I admire you for your honesty, as well as Mother for her wit. You may return and tell her that I welcome her to Nottingham with open arms.
I will, Your Highness, if your guards would be so kind as to show me out.
Of course, Edgar Edom, show my mother's honored and honorable secretary out with all courtesy and dispatch.
Hi, Your Highness.
And boys, stop by the royal stables on the way back and do that other thing for me, would you?
Yes, Your Highness.
What was that?
All right, Your Highness, what is it? Your mother's coming to Nottingham Castle, and now is time, and you're happy. I don't accept it, not for one moment.
Not that she isn't in her own way an admirable woman, Your Grace, but you yourself have said... I mean, even you have said that she's
She's a bossy, interfering, self-righteous busybody who should stay in London, twiddling her thumbs until we can pack her off into the nearest tomb. Oh, yes, I've said that, Mannequin. Well,
Then why all the sweetness and light, Your Grace?
And why waste any of it on Hodge? That little toad was positively rude.
Time was when you'd had him kick down every staircase in the castle and risked your mother's tongue lashing afterward. What is going on in that mind of yours?
my mother isn't traveling alone this time. She has in her entourage Dame Isabel of Sussex. She hopes to enter her into today's tournament as her personal knight champion.
No!
You're not serious. Why, she's not even really a knight.
That's not exactly true, Sheriff. Gossip has it that Queen Eleanor granted Dame Isabel an honorary knighthood along with her father's lands and titles
After he was thrown into prison for defending his own serfs against the rather, admittedly, extreme methods of the procurement meted out by the Sussex tax collector.
Died in prison, you mean? But yes, that's right.
Oh.
Well, good riddance. Imagine striking a legally appointed tax collector.
I don't know. I thought about it myself from time to time.
Mighty Sheriff, you are the clever one. Now let me see if you can guess what happens next.
I must admit, Your Highness, I am completely lost. What does Dame Isabel of Sussex have to do with you and your happiness?
Listen and learn, my friend.
Your Highness, Sir Marcus, the Baron of Bancroft.
Excellent, my friend. Welcome to our little gathering. Now rise and listen to me. My mother, Queen Eleanor, hopes to enter into today's tournament Dame Isabel of Sussex.
What?
Her father's ill-fated attempt to protect the serfs has struck a resonant chord with the people of Sussex. The sheriff there has reported repeated insurrections and public defiance against my laws since his arrest. Her name and her story are spreading throughout England. Indeed, our dear Maddock, gossip monger that he is, probably heard of it before I did.
Well, I did, Your Highness, but I never...
That is not Maddock. Just shut up and listen. My mother hopes to parlay a good showing in today's tournament into turning Dame Isabel into a people's champion, a national hero, a savior, a female you know who.
I do.
And what's worse, she's a noble woman, a knight, one of us. My mother already dotes too much on the precious pleasantry, and now she would blur the line between us and them permanently? If she had her way, we'd all be equals.
Never!
No. And you know what they say. When everybody is somebody, then nobody is anybody, and that I will not allow. You understand my dilemma here, Sir Marcus?
I do, Your Highness, and I share your loathing of the poor.
Good. I understand that your man, Sir Trent, is in today's tournament.
He is, Your Highness.
Excellent. Then tell him from me that I want this Dame Isabel crushed, not defeated. Crushed! I want her humiliated at every turn. If she is to be the people's champion, I want her dragged through the mud that the people so richly deserve. You do that for me, Sir Marcus?
With great pleasure, Your Highness.
Excellent, my friend. Then go and prepare for the tournament.
I see it all now, Your Highness. I applaud your cleverness. Your happiness is well deserved and almost assured. I hope both of your goals turn out as you wish.
Oh, I see the plan to defeat Dame Isabel right enough. Is there another?
I was a bit confused about that myself.
Shut up, Edom! The second goal is the one more nearer and dearer to the prince's heart, if I'm not very much mistaken.
And that is?
To stick it to my mother, of course! To humiliate her once and for all for her meddling. Oh, mark my words, gentlemen. When Dame Isabel hits the mud, it is my mother who feels the splash. And that will be rich.
So very rich! And that is why the prince is so happy. In fact, seeing him in this mood is actually bringing me some joy as well.
I don't know, Your Highness.
Oh, what about what, Maddie? Can't you just join in the collective joy for once, you simpleton?
I've been trying to ask you all morning, Your Highness. The people already have a champion. What about Robin Hood?
What about him?
This is the Robin Hood Springtime Festival, isn't it? And we've not even mentioned him yet. When does Robin Hood enter the story?
As always, probably when we least expect it, Maddox.
But he can't muck it up this time, Maddox. Today, our hopeful peasants will see their newest hero face the might of English nobility in fair combat, and they will watch her die! Oh, it's right in front of them!
Go to the joust field. We'll